live stream right now. I'm just going to mute you guys.
Live streaming is on.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Smells really good.
Freshly ground. What do we got on?
Right now we have 2 viewers, and then our 2 guests have logged on.
How's it going, guys?
How's it going, guys? Good morning.
You guys want to introduce yourself? We got
Jonas and Doug. So, Doug, you want to introduce yourself first? Doug, can you hear us?
Go ahead, Doug.
We just heard you before.
Is it muted?
Oh, I muted you because I had to mute you. You can unmute yourself, Douglas. Doug? I muted you.
How about Jonas?
Jonas?
How about now?
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
How's it going?
How's it going, man? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
So my name's Doug Beber, and I came to talk today about a new open source project that I'm participating in and thought it might be of interest to the Monero community.
Okay. Yeah, but you want to get right into it?
Get right into it, yeah.
I know you reached out to us. You wanted to come on the show.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I've seen, there's definitely interest in the community, people talking about it. You're talking about the secret network, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, let's definitely want to learn about it.
Okay, so let me give
I'm gonna make my pour over as we listen to you over here. Go ahead.
Okay, so I know most of your viewers are familiar with the Monero system, but maybe not so much with the secret network. So I want to give a little bit of an introduction to the secret network. It's at a very high level, think of it as Ethereum with privacy. So it's a smart contract based system, and they actually refer to them as secret contracts. And secret contracts are unique in that they can do pretty much anything that an Ethereum smart contract can do. However, the inputs to the contracts are encrypted, the outputs are encrypted, and the state of the contract is encrypted. So think of secret network like Ethereum with programmable privacy. And that becomes really big deal when you're talking about DeFi and financial privacy. In the secret network, there's a unique standard called SNP-20, which you can kind of think of it like in the Ethereum world, ERC-20. So you create tokens with these contracts, and they call them secret contracts. And the really interesting thing about secret contracts or secret tokens are that if you use a secret token in a value transfer, no one can see who the sender is, no one knows who received it, and they don't know how much was sent. Very similar to Monero's pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So the interesting thing is what they did recently in the secret network is they created this application called the Secret Ethereum Bridge. And what users can do with that is they can move Ethereum tokens over to the secret network in a token, a SNP-20 token, a secret token that's called SE. And in doing so, that secret ETH token becomes a kind of like a privacy coin. Now Ethereum is privacy. You can trade it, you can send it to people, and you have that financial privacy like you have with Monero. Same with Bitcoin. Any token that comes onto the secret network, if it doesn't already have privacy, gets privacy on the secret network when it's in the form of a secret token. So the really interesting thing there is community members in Ethereum or Bitcoin or any other token that can be placed on the secret network as a secret token now gains financial privacy or privacy. essentially Secret Network has programmable privacy. And
Okay.
the project that we're on, the Secret Monero Bridge, is working to allow the transfer of value of Monero onto the Secret Network in the form of a token that's going to be named SXMR for Secret XMR on the
Gotcha.
Secret Network.
So what are you working on that actively on the Monero Bridge to the Secret Network?
Yeah. It's currently under development. It's not released or available for use yet.
Okay. And how long has the Secret Network been around and actually, a working product?
Yeah, that's a good question. I looked at it about a year ago and felt that it wasn't ready for me. But then I took a look at it late last year and I said, these guys are really doing some awesome work and I want to get involved with that. So it's fairly new. If you go out and you look, matter of fact, one of the cool things about Secret Network, is in February, they introduced their AMM called Secret Swap. So it's the first front-running resistant AMM decentralized exchange in existence. No other AMM out there like Sushi Swap or Uniswap or any of the others are front-running resistant. This one's the first is front-running resistant because of the privacy feature set that's on the Secret Network. So I'll try to sum it up. I don't want to take too much time, but with our Secret Monero Bridge, what it's going to allow Monero community members to do is to take their Monero, send it to the Secret Monero Bridge wallet, and it's locked there, and they are then minted or issued secret XMR tokens where they can then trade and participate in DeFi, which is not something Monero users can currently do directly. It also provides for transferring value in SXMR on the Secret Network back onto the Monero blockchain if you want to move that value off the Secret Network back onto the Monero blockchain.
Okay.
Now, one of the things
I don't want to go into it too much on this show. Maybe we'll do a Monero talk on it. What risks are involved with locking up your Monero and getting, secret Monero?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a not an oxymoron, but the redundant secret Monero.
Yeah. It really, the whole idea with Secret Monero Bridge was, Monero already has that's probably the strongest privacy out there for cryptocurrency today. But the thing that Monero community users, I think, are missing out on are the potential benefits of DeFi. You can't do that on the Monero blockchain. Essentially, you get Monero, it sits in your wallet collecting dust. Your only way, you can't put your money to work, if you will. You just hope that it becomes more popular, mass adoption, the value goes up, but that's all you can do. You can't actively trade, you can't lend it, you can't stake it and earn rewards of passive income opportunities. This will open the door for Monero holders to participate in DeFi if the project comes to successful fruition.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
Now,
but yeah, are there risks in locking up your Monero to get secret Monero?
There are, and we did a hackathon recently with the Secret Network where we did a proof of concept, a working model, and in that it was really just that. It was a simple demo of what is possible, and so we didn't have everything in place there. So when we did the proof of concept, we only had a single wallet with one private key, which would, if you think about it, that's just unacceptable for a production type application. So what we're going to do is, and if you think about that, the Secret Monero Bridge has one wallet. That's a centralized component, which has risks involved with centralization. So what the design team is doing on the Secret Monero Bridge is making that wallet a multi-signature wallet, and then decentralizing the management of that wallet to mitigate the risks. So there's a decentralized consensus, a set of nodes out there that participate in the multi-signature. And there's a governance model and an incentive structure to keep that consensus network autonomous and to play by the rules to manage that value. Secret network has once you get onto the SXMR side, the risks are pretty well ironed out in that network. They've done a really good job of decentralizing. There's right now, I think 50 active nodes with the goal of getting to, I don't know, I think I heard 100, but the point is it's that set of rules around the secret network is also handled through a governance structure. And so the governance structure being decentralized from the user base should be able to be evolved to effectively mitigate any risks that become apparent.
Somebody's commenting that they're more looking forward to Thorchain for DeFi.
I'm all for that. I mean, I'm not one of those maximalists. I think diversity and having multiple options is a good thing. It helps to make the system more robust and anti-fragile. So we're not going to be the only one. I just don't currently see a means for, or we don't currently see a means for Monero community members to get on board to DeFi. So we're trying to bring that to fruition. But if other people do it as well, that's a win-win.
Wasn't there recently somebody, I don't know, we're getting an echo here, launched a wrapped Monero?
Could have.
Are you familiar with
for
that?
what? For Ethereum? I'm not aware of that. I mean, I've heard of the Atomic Swap Works. I think Thorchain is looking at getting Monero into their system. But I don't know that I've heard of a wrapped one.
So what DeFi could you currently partake in on the secret network?
So right now there's a Secret Swap, which is their AMM that I mentioned. So you can swap between different secret tokens, and you can actually swap between tokens that aren't secret as well. So you can trade secret Monero. Well, not yet. You can trade secret Ethereum for secret Bitcoin. You could trade. There's a whole slew of tokens out there. There's a secret, which is, if you think of, and I don't want to delve in real deep to the secret network here, but there's a native token on the secret network called SCRT. And you can think of that like ETH on the Ethereum platform. It's not secret. It's not private. It's transparent and public. So people can track the movement of that token on the secret network version of it, which can't be tracked or traced. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Yep,
we're
still here.
We're just pouring our coffee here. We just made our pour
problem
over.
or what.
Okay.
So you can do
You're lagging.
You can do Secret Swap, the AMM. There's also a secret auctions out there where anybody can come out if they want to sell one digital asset for another one. They can offer up a private auction, and the bids are private, and that's just started out. There's a new project called Sienna that's coming out that will also offer an AMM and lending protocols on the secret network. So it's just getting started. I went out and looked. Secret Swap currently has a liquidity of about 20 million, which is really small. But a month ago it was like 5 million. So it's it's starting to take off. It's starting to gain some. As people come on board and see the benefits of it, I just expect it to explode, because if you're talking about institutional involvement in DeFi, it's going to be limited unless there's some financial privacy. This is the first platform I've seen that offers that. So it should be a game changer for DeFi.
Very interesting. Yeah, anybody we should mention. So anybody that's listening that wants to come on stage, Sunita, want to throw the link in there. It's
Yeah.
on Jitsi.
We actually have another guest here too, Jonas.
Yep. We're going to get to Jonas. But yeah, anybody that wants to come on, maybe even people that have a lot more insight into the secret network. We'll continue to chat about that a little bit. A lot of other things to talk about. Jonas, what's going on? You want to introduce yourself?
Jonas? Hello? Hello?
Jonas, you there?
He just texted me.
Yeah, anybody else on that wants to jump on, come on live.
Come on live. I guess in the meantime.
You enjoying this coffee?
Yes, I am. Cheerios.
Unlike last time. No spill. Got some new equipment
no
here.
coffee disaster.
Got the legit pour over equipment here from Harria. Right? Is that what's called?
Yeah, Harria.
Very cool.
It's really good coffee, guys.
We got a burr grinder. So we're getting there. We're on our way to being coffee snobs.
Some more than others.
Yes.
But yeah, sure. Coffee snobs.
Guys, check out Gratuitous if you haven't already. You go to gratuitous.org. You can order coffee.
And macadamia oil.
And macadamia oil.
Which is
best part about our products is you can send tips in Monero directly to the farmers. Last week we experimented actually with selling the coffee in Brooklyn on the street.
Yeah,
it actually worked very well. People were
right?
very intrigued. We taught a lot of. Most people I spoke to actually had heard of Monero, believe it or not. I think I guess it's just in the area we're in over here. Pretty hip crowd. So a lot of people obviously have heard of Bitcoin, and most I'd say had heard of Monero. So that's pretty interesting. Just anecdotal, but you know, word seems to be out, guys, regarding Monero. Jonas, we got you. Are you there? All right.
Jonas.
Doug, while you're still there, Doug, can you hear us? Oh, we're showing what do you
Yeah, I was gonna show the clip from the Brooklyn.
Oh no, that's all right. Doug, what do you think? Another topic I want to talk about, and if anybody else wants to come up and say anything about the secret network, please do. Is Signal? You have any opinion there? Have you seen that with Signal adding mobile coin, and a lot of people in the Monero community being upset with that? You have any opinion on that? Have you been watching that?
I muted you again. I'm sorry.
It just lets you mute. Doesn't let you unmute people.
Yeah, it doesn't let me unmute people.
Go ahead, Doug.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead.
You hear me?
Kind of.
Doug, go ahead.
Let's see. So Signal, you're talking about the communications application?
Yeah. Did you watch that news?
Not really. I used to use Signal, and I dropped off of it because of some security risks. So I really haven't been participating with Signal.
Okay. So you were an early exiter, but a lot of people have become recently upset with Signal due to the fact that they decided to add a crypto and they selected mobile coin, which seems to be essentially built on, using the Monero protocol. And there's a lot of issue and grief with it for the Monero community. Main issue being why did they decide to use mobile coin as opposed to just using Monero itself? It seems like at its worst, it seems to be kind of a money grab attempt to pump a small cap coin with the announcement of adding it to Signal.
Yeah, I don't deal with Signal or whatever they're doing anymore.
Okay. Yeah, well, I recently announced on Twitter that I'm gonna drop Signal. It's not like I'm a Signal power user anyway.
Yeah, I went from Signal for some of the use cases where I was using Signal. I'm now using Keybase,
Okay.
but that's not doesn't have anything to do with value transfers or money. It's just I'm looking for a good private end-to-end communications application that's not centralized. So
Would be cool to have Monero tied into one of these truly secure and anonymous, or secure and private rather, communication networks. What do you think about that?
yeah, I mean, they seem to be a good fit.
Seems to be a good fit, right? I mean, it's not too hard to use Monero. You would just currently you can just paste your address. So I'm not even sure how much more slick it becomes when you integrate it into a messaging service. Curious to see what Signal does with it, how they integrate mobile coin in there.
Yeah, I honestly I've never heard of mobile coin, so
Okay. Yeah, I don't think
I don't think
most of
anyone
us had not have heard of it until this recent announcement. And I think that's
I can
part
tell
of
you
it.
I don't like the name personally, but
Yeah.
Mobile coin.
Well, it's supposed to be, faster, quicker to send, things like that. Jonas, are you there?
Yeah, I think now he's there. Hello, Jonas? I think your mic
What is
isn't
going
working.
on?
I don't know. Your mic isn't working. Jump on.
We got anybody else on that
I
wants to jump on the stage? Go ahead, Doug.
I was just going to say I'm looking at if Jonas is the big J up there on the screen, it's muted.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling him.
Yeah, he's got to unmute himself.
He says he's on.
So.
Anyways, I guess another, let's talk about Cake Wallet, because they're our sponsor.
Okay.
And how they reached 100.
Major milestone.
Yeah. 100,000 downloads, which is pretty amazing.
That's a big deal. That's a strong indication of a strong growing network. 100,000 users on Cake. Well, we don't know if it's users, but 100,000 downloads.
Installs, yeah, on iOS and Android. So it's pretty awesome. So let's hope they keep.
I wonder what the
growing.
breakdown is between iOS and Android. Did he mention that?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
We started with iOS, so
okay.
I'm assuming iOS download. But
yeah, that's so yeah, way to go, Cake.
Woo-hoo!
That is very impressive. Excited for the day when we're talking about the million day, the million
Let's cross our fingers.
mark. I think we'll get there.
We're spreading the word pretty well.
Very
it's a
cool.
really good app. And, Jonas, can you hear us? Hello. Someone in the chat just asked thoughts on Yats.
Yats?
Yeah.
What's that?
Actually, I think it was actually like
Come on down and talk about it.
Emoji thing. I think I saw it the other day.
Jump on the Jitsi. Anybody else that wants to jump on, come on down. So Doug.
Yeah, it's an emoji-based username, Project Yats.
Oh, okay.
Before, yeah, but you can use an emoji
to send like an address, a Monero address, a crypto address.
He's like, I don't see or hear you. He's saying,
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on, but yeah, it's the Yats store.
You don't need to pull that up. Doug, what else are you interested in these days? So it's obviously Secret Network.
Oh, Henry.
Yes, Secrets piqued my interest like the end of last year, and at DeFi, it's really probably my main interest in this space now. So, getting the masses out there and giving the capability, basically to build a new financial system. The traditional ones way overdue for obsolete, just obsolescence, and we need to build the new, better economy, and that's kind of my focus right now. Whatever I can do to help make that happen.
And is Monero still your most preferred coin these days?
Yeah, definitely. I gotta say that from a thought experiment standpoint, I was felt a little threatened when Secret Network came out too, because um, if you look at, and I don't really like the model for personally. I don't have a preference for the wrapped Bitcoin that's on the Secret Network, or it's on Ethereum. Really, it's on a Secret Network now as well, but it's still part of the traditional system. It has restrictions like KYC, AML, and all that. So it slows things down. But there's another bridge that I hear is in the works to get Bitcoin onto the Secret Network, where it can be directly moved by the user back and forth. With wrapped Bitcoin, you have to go in, and it's really a kind of a centralized system. But when I first heard about Secret and the secret tokens, my thought was, why I felt a little bit threatened was that, if you can move Bitcoin onto the Secret Network and get Monero like privacy, Monero doesn't have that one spot up there anymore. So it could, if it doesn't keep momentum going, it could start to fade out a little bit as this new system develops, because privacy, I'm adamant that if DeFi is going to be successful, and I know it will be, it's got to get financial privacy. So regardless of what system rolls it out first, it's going to become pervasive in the future. It has to. So, I think the days where Monero's the only one that has that feature set of privacy will no longer be the case. There will be others that join in that. Does that make sense?
Not really.
Well, I mean, privacy isn't only for Monero. I mean, privacy is a design construct that you could build into other coins as well. Monero was just a great first step out there to do that. Doesn't mean
there's so much more. You got the network effect, and you have this concept of truly decentralized projects versus those that aren't as decentralized once upon closer inspection. So there's a lot of things that can add privacy, but do they have all these other elements, right? So that's like kind of like the same thing. Like there's a lot of coins that can essentially do what Bitcoin does, right? Maybe even better in a lot of ways on a technical level. But Bitcoin is Bitcoin because people are using it to store value, and that's something that can't be copied or imitated unless people decide to use it for that. So same applies to Monero's use case. So people have, the market, I think, has at least spoken in that respect of saying Monero is the best privacy coin, and that's currently what's being used. Could that change? Yeah, sure. Same thing with Bitcoin, right? But odds are that it's probably going to maintain that advantage from its network effect.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. Maybe threatened was too strong of a word. I was concerned.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying, we obviously know it's not just about slapping on privacy to some other project or some other project coming along that may have technologically superior privacy. There's a lot more to it. The biggest factor being network effect, think.
Yeah, and you know, I think we've seen multiple cases throughout history where the network effect has chosen to go with the less optimal technology. So it doesn't matter how great your technology is, if people aren't using it, it's not going to survive.
Right, and then I think that plays a large role, and then the community's dedication to being a privacy coin or being true digital cash, and then always evolving towards that goal.
Yeah, yeah, and I think what holds Monero back from a Bitcoin mass adoption perspective, you know, the you see the centralized exchanges dropping it off, right? Because of the privacy nature of it, like in Japan and other places around the world. So
Yes.
the easier it comes, and I think that leaves it to the decentralized community to make it easier to use Monero. And as that happens, I think it'll take off.
Yes. Yeah. Good points, because that will be a way to kind of get around the fact that the inroads to Monero are blocked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always see that as an indication that more coffee.
Yes. Please.
That Monero is working as intended. If there's exchanges that are afraid of listing it. And I think we're in a temporary kind of dark ages with that. I personally am an optimist with that. I think, you're going to start to see exchanges adding Monero. I mean, Kraken, knock on wood here, never delisted Monero. Major exchange, major US exchange, they're managing to do it. Why can't everybody else? I think they're just waiting to understand the environment better before they, add Monero. So that's my take. I think that's the direction we're going to move in, because we all know crypto's here to stay. Are we going to see more regulations overall against it? Yes, I think especially certain jurisdictions, but ultimately it's going to survive, and you'll start to see exchanges adding Monero. That's my opinion there. Who else we got on? Who's got the camera going?
Jonas finally.
Oh, Jonas, nice.
I've muted you. So
what happened?
Hey,
Finally
yes,
here.
I don't know. I was just waiting for us to start, and then I saw the chat like, oh, we're already begun. But apparently it didn't work as well in Firefox. I don't know if I had some like ad blockers or something that punished it. So I tried with Chrome, and now it seems to be working finally.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Where you calling in from?
From Sweden, in the north of Sweden, actually. We
Very
still
nice.
have lots of snow here.
Oh, well.
You guys are coffee lovers over there in Sweden, right?
Yeah, it seems everyone except me loves coffee here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of difficult for me to visit people because, oh, I put on the coffee. And I'm like, I don't drink coffee. And they look at me like I'm stupid or something.
So what's going on? You wanted to talk about, I think, privacy coins in general, or you were working on a project that analyzes privacy coins?
Well, not really. I'm working on a book about cryptocurrencies in general, actually.
Okay.
And I'm planning to release it in like a month, I guess. And I didn't plan it to be about Monero as much because I wanted to focus on the peer-to-peer electronic cash vision. But it just happens. I don't think you can talk about that and not mention Monero. I mean, you have this fungibility issue. I mean, it's one of these core properties of money. And I couldn't just write the book and just ignore it. I felt like I had to talk about Monero a bit. And I also have a few chapter about privacy, of course. And again, it feels like I have to give a shout out to Monero because it's the best project, I think, and it's the coin that comes closest to this vision of peer-to-peer electronic cash. At least if you look at from the money point of view, which is where I'm coming from.
Yeah, we have people at how about the mobile coin scandal? Yeah, we were speaking that a little bit. Anybody that wants to talk about that has good info on it, jump on the stage. Come on, Jitsi.
Yeah, we have two. Guess on here.
Seth in the Monero community put out an amazing tweet thread about it. He really breaks it down. Seth, if you're out there, jump on. So this book that you wrote, how long have you been in the crypto sphere? How long you been studying?
Well, I first heard about Bitcoin in 2010, I guess, and then I'm just, well, this is useless, and I uninstalled the wallet. But in 2014, I started following it for real. We actually had a cryptography course in the university, and one of the lab assistants was a huge Ethereum fan, I think, and he added like the blockchain and proof of work and all that stuff to the exams. So then I started to read the white paper, and I think I've been a Monero supporter since 2015, I think, something like that.
So you've been studying the whole crypto space. It sounds like you wrote this book. What's your overall take on crypto now that you've looked at everything thoroughly?
Well, actually, I was a fan before starting this book, and now I realize, well, I'm a huge fan right now, because there are like so many facets that when you drill deep on it, I think it's hard not to be impressed on what it might accomplish. So,
And what's your kind of theory in terms of where we're headed with crypto? Is it going to be one or two coins to rule them all? Are there going to be lots of different projects? Obviously, right now we have thousands of projects. Where do you see?
well, I think I'm a bit in the middle. I think there will be a few very large projects, but I don't think one coin will rule them all and do everything. I mean, we already see this right now. Well, we have Monero, which is laser focused on being peer-to-peer electronic cash. I mean, we don't have any kind of smart contracts, for instance. And well, there are a lot of projects that focus on this smart contract thing, and I think a few of them will have a use case, for instance. And I think it's so early to say which coins will win or will grow huge, because there are so many routes you can take. Like you can take a different route in the scaling department. We can take different routes with tail end emission, for instance. I like Monero's approach, but maybe there are others. So I think there will be like 3, 4, 5 huge ones, and then a couple of obscure things. Because when you look at the technology, well, maybe you will see that, hey, this privacy approach that Monero has, it's not super great. Maybe we have to start something from scratch. And I think we will see a lot of these offshoot projects that explore different opportunities or features or solutions.
Yeah, you mentioned tail emission. We just had Peter Todd on. We just launched that episode yesterday. It was a great chat. Peter Todd, that's I guess one of his biggest criticisms of Bitcoin is the fact that maybe its cap will be a security issue in the future. So that was an interesting show. Anybody that hasn't heard of Peter Todd, you most certainly should watch it. He's an old school Bitcoiner that's always seemed to maintain an open mind and be critical, even of Bitcoin itself. And he's he's actually the first person I heard talking about Monero back in the day as a Bitcoiner. He's kind of led me down the Monero rabbit hole in the early days. Yeah, but definitely recommend people checking that out. It was we got into a discussion of random. Basically, the whole topic of that interview was comparing Monero's security to Bitcoin security, kind of going through the different technological features that each one has and how that affects the network's underlying security. So I thought it was a great conversation.
Yeah.
But we got to talking about RandomX because obviously I was asking him about whether or not ASIC resistance is a good thing, and Peter is kind of one of these guys that doesn't really think ASIC resistance is possible, but he hadn't heard of RandomX. So I don't know how you make that assessment without knowing Random X. So we had a little conversation about that, and end result now, Howard Chu appears to be talking to Peter about it, which is great. That's exactly the direction I wanted to go in, and then we're hoping to actually have them both on the show, and they can chat it out publicly, which I think would be an amazing show.
Yeah, that would be an amazing show. We have
Jonas, so where do you categorize Monero as a privacy coin, or what category do you put it in? Because I put it in. I don't like calling Monero a privacy coin. I think it's, a cryptocurrency that's doing what cryptocurrency is supposed to do. I'm one of those guys I see, if anything, Bitcoin is a transparent ledger coin or a surveillance coin. I don't see Monero as a private coin. So do you put it in its own category, or do you put it in the same category as Bitcoin itself? They're both trying to be essentially do the same thing, which is digital cash, digital gold.
No, I actually agree with you. I don't like the privacy coin because it feels like then you're saying, well, Monero is only useful if you only care about privacy. I mean, one of the big things with Monero and many Monero supporters is they talk about fungibility, right? And the problem, if you don't have a fungible coin, it can collect. I mean, it can't stop working as digital cash, like a payment, because if you go to a store and you say, well, I have 10 Bitcoin, but then the store owner says, well, my app on this phone says that you have like it's an orange warning sign. I mean, it can come from a hack or something. Well, now it's only worth 0.9. I mean, and you couldn't buy the car or the groceries that you wanted to. Well, if that happens, then nobody will bring Bitcoin to the store because they want to pay with it, because it can always be rejected, right? And this is the whole idea. And if you want to be peer-to-peer electronic cash, you want to be the best money that you can be, it's important to have this fungibility property, right? But I'm also not saying that Bitcoin is there right now. I mean, there are some small issues with fungibility. You can buy with a premium freshly minted Bitcoins that come directly from the miners. And the definition of fungibility is that one Bitcoin should be worth one Bitcoin, no matter where it is. But that's not really true. But in practice, you don't have things like BitPay, checking for where your coins are coming from and devaluing it. If we reach there, then it will collapse, but we're not really there. So to answer your question, I think that Monero is a coin that wants to be peer-to-peer electronic cash. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're starting to see very much the early stages of Bitcoin's fungibility flaw really affecting, people in the real world, and we're starting to see, coins have been blacklisted. We have the mining pool, what is it called, the Marathon Group mining pool. That's basically they're only mining clean coins. So we're starting to see, I think, the effects of Bitcoin's fungibility issues. I think it's becoming real. It's not just theoretical at this point. Did you, Jonas, have you been following the mobile coin thing?
Not a lot. I just read about it yesterday, actually, and the first I've heard about it, well, Signal has adopted a privacy coin, and my only thought was, well, sweet, now we can use Monero with Signal. And then I read about the mobile coin, and seems like it's just a kind of way for Signal to get funds, to get money. I mean, I don't really like mobile coin. It's well, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like it's 100% pre-mined, and you have to have like some special hardware to mine it or something. So I'm really not interested, and it even makes me lose faith with Signal. It's unfortunate because me and my friends use Signal, so maybe we need to find something else. I don't know.
Yes, yeah. We got to speak with vote with our wallet. Well, not really our wallet, but our our ability to use different products. Now, did you hear of mobile coin before this happened? Because I mean, I personally had never heard of it until this.
No,
I
I mean,
know you cryptos, like the various cryptos. So I was wondering if you had come across it in your.
no, I don't actually know so much about all the different coins. I mean, there are just so many projects out there, and this was the first time I heard about it.
It's disappointing. This guy Moxie, obviously I don't know him, but I saw, what was it, on Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan.
I don't know if he
Interview.
did that maybe a year or so ago. Actually, I have no idea when he did.
No, it was like earlier this year.
Yeah.
Actually.
It was a great interview. I was like impressed by him as an individual, really interesting guy. He seemed like a real, cypherpunk, building Signal.
Privacy oriented.
Yeah, very privacy oriented, in it for the right reasons, at least it seemed. And then here he has this opportunity to do the right thing. It's staring him in the face. He could help this Monero, which already has this very strong, legitimate, open source community that's aligns with all these ideals that he supposedly has, and he could really boost the project by teaming up with it. And instead, he chooses to go with mobile coin. I guess it wasn't his choice alone, but I'm sure he really had a large say there. I think he was like the CTO of mobile coin. I don't know. There's some revelation that he's very highly involved in mobile coin as well. So, just in an effort to pump his bags of mobile coin, it just seems like, it's shocking, because I mean, the guy's obviously already super successful in many ways. Signal's a super success. I don't know how wealthy he is or not, but it seemed like he was the type of guy who'd be driven more by ideals and this kind of struggle of using technology to bring liberty to all. Yet he goes and makes this decision. So it is, it is frustrating, and it's a little bit sad, because you wonder how many people are out there that actually, do truly believe in these things and aren't just so easily distracted by greed.
Yeah, I mean, it's human nature, right? It's really hard to say no to a large amount of money. I mean, if someone would come to me to say, well, here, you have $10 million. I want you to shit talk Monero. It will be really hard to say no to that kind of money, right?
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what you're seeing in the crypto space. It's, it's unfeathered capitalism completely. It's a complete free-for-all. I often, greed is the engine that allowed Bitcoin to get as far as it's gotten. It's allowed Bitcoin to essentially completely bootstrap itself. That's why, it's built into the architecture of Bitcoin. It's why Bitcoin works, right? It's that greed is what got people just hoarding, grabbing their Bitcoin, and that's how it went from literally zero to worth $60,000. And it's an amazing tool for that. But greed is also tearing the ecosystem apart a little bit. That's why you have all these other projects. So at the end of the day, greed isn't going anywhere. It's what's driving adoption. But it's unfortunate to see when it actually slows down, I think, the progress of the ecosystem as a whole.
Yeah, I agree.
We have anybody else on? Is there other people on that want to?
There's another person, Mr. V, and Henry was on. Hi, Mr. V.
Mr. V, what's going on?
You're muted. Sorry.
Hey guys, what's happening?
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. Yeah, I got a couple minutes here. I got to get into work, but enjoying some gratuitous coffee.
Oh, nice,
awesome.
man.
Cheers.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. So.
Very cool.
Thanks for tuning in. On the go.
Yeah, everything's good. No complaints here. All good. just enjoying this beautiful life we're all living. It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. You know, Monero brings a lot of like-minded individuals together from all over the world.
That's right.
What where are you at again? Are you
Illinois.
Illinois? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep.
Yeah, we made a particularly strong cup here. I'm really feeling it.
Yeah.
Wait, say it again?
We made a particularly strong cup of coffee this morning. It's knocking my socks off over here. What
Yeah, it's,
did you follow the mobile coin thing? You have any comments on that?
no, man, I really have no idea what's going on there. Sure,
Okay.
heard little things here and there, but yep. So, thanks, man. I'm pulling into work right now. Great talking with you guys. We'll see you next time.
Yeah,
All
thanks
right,
for the
cheers.
gratuitous purchase, man.
Thanks so much.
You like it? It's good coffee. You're enjoying it.
Yeah, excellent, man. Thank you. I'm getting the oil next.
Awesome,
So.
man. We'll talk to you.
All right. Thanks so much.
See you.
All right, bye.
All righty. Well,
Very
it's,
cool. That's nice to see.
yes.
So we have 4 minutes. We have to cut the show at 8 o'clock on the dot today due to parking issues. We're not getting a New York City ticket today.
Yeah.
We got to avoid
We
that.
got it last time. Yeah.
I think the city was a little more lax, you know, when
During COVID,
was
yeah.
roaring, but they're back at it now.
Now they're back in action.
Yeah.
New York is slowly.
So
Coming
before we
back.
close out, anybody else want to say anything that's on the stage here? Jonas or Doug, you got anything else you want to bring up?
Not really. I don't know. Putting me on the spot here.
Okay.
All righty.
We have Signal received its startup funding from the Open Technology Fund. Go ahead, you want to read?
Yeah, which is at the time was part of the Radio Free Asia, which itself is a CIA spinoff and is still government funded. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, I've heard these CIA conspiracies. Who knows? Who knows? You know, whether or not, you know, that's true. Just what we do know that is true is enough to implicate them as doing the wrong thing. You know, they shouldn't be out there pumping mobile coin. So,
Should be pumping Monero.
all right,
And
guys,
with
I think we're going to close it out. We really don't want to get that ticket. We'll, you know, maybe we'll do a Monero. We haven't done the Monero giveaway.
No,
Maybe we'll do one on the
time,
next show. We'll spark that back up. We're just, you know, bleeding a lot of Monero there. You know, we want to hoard our Monero too, guys. But we'll spark that up on the next show.
Yeah, thanks guys for
Doug, Jonas, thanks
yeah.
for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Jonas. Appreciate it.
Doug, who's like the guy to talk to regarding the secret network? Who's the
Well, the guy to talk to is Tor Bear. He runs a secret foundation. He's been on Pomp, and he does a lot of the media and contact for a secret network.
Okay.
And it's a secret foundation is what Tor leads. But I'd recommend getting him on.
Yeah, if you have any connection to him, maybe reach out to him. Maybe we could get him on Monero Talk.
I'll drop him a line.
Okay.
All right, awesome.
Thanks
you.
for coming on. Appreciate it. I think it is certainly, you know, a topic that the Monero community is interested and should be interested in for all the reasons you're talking about, as basically a bridge to the DeFi world.
Mm-hmm.
Jonas, before we close out, do you have any comments there on? Are you familiar with Secret Network or just this idea of, you know, bringing Monero into the DeFi world?
I must admit, this is the first I've heard of it.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll go take a look. It's apparently something the Monero community should be looking at. Secret Monero. All right, guys, we're going to close it out.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Have a good day.
You too.
Cheers. We're going to go move that car.
Gotta
So
go
long.
move the car. Bye, guys.
So long.
Bye.